Every great adventure starts with a single page. My name is Milo Everstake, and I found a book that shouldn't exist. Tonight's chapter, California, 1849, the year America went absolutely gold crazy. And I mean that literally. Here we go. California, January 1848. Word had just gotten out. Gold, real gold in the rivers in America lost its mind. Over 300,000 people flooded into California from all over the world. They were called the 49ers because most of them arrived in 1849. And here's something wild. The guy who actually discovered the gold, James Marshall, he found it by accident while building a sawmill, and he died completely broke. People actually chased him off his own land. He never made a single dollar from the discovery that changed America forever. The work was brutal. You'd stand in freezing river water for 12 hours straight, pan after pan after pan. Most days, absolutely nothing. On a good day, a miner might find a quarter ounce of gold, worth about $5 in 1849. Sounds okay, until you realize a meal cost $3. Because while miners barely made ends meet, the prices of everything exploded. An egg could cost $1 for one egg. California was unlike anywhere else in America. By 1850, it was the most diverse place on the entire continent. Chinese miners, Chilean workers, Mexican ranchers, French merchants. San Francisco went from a tiny village of 800 people to a roaring city of 25,000 in just 3 years. Buildings went up overnight, literally overnight. A shovel that cost 50 cents back east, $50 in California, and people paid it. And this is the secret the history books skip. The people who got rich weren't the miners. It was the guys selling stuff to the miners. Levi Strauss made a fortune selling tough denim trousers to miners. You probably own a pair right now. And Sam Brannan? He bought every gold pan in San Francisco before announcing the discovery, then sold them at 10 times the price. But not everyone's story had a happy ending. In fact, most didn't. Before the gold rush, California had around 150,000 Native Americans. The Miwok, Maidu, Yokuts, they'd been here for thousands of years. By 1870, that population had fallen to just 30,000. Disease, violence, and the destruction of their lands. The gold rush came at a terrible price. Of the 300,000 who came searching for gold, most went home with nothing. Some stayed and built new lives, others lost everything, including their families back home. These were real families torn apart by a dream that, for most people, never came true. But here's what I learned today. Even the darkest chapters of history show us something. They show us what people are willing to sacrifice, and what we should never repeat. But the gold rush did something undeniable. It built California. The population explosion forced the U.S. government to make a decision. On September 9th, 1850, California became the 31st state of the United States. In just 2 years, a near-empty territory had become one of America's most important states. Today, California is the largest state economy in the U.S., the 5th largest economy in the entire world. Not bad for a place people once called the Wild West, and the echoes are everywhere. Those Levi Strauss jeans, still the most popular denim brand on earth. San Francisco's street grid, still the map of the city today. The gold rush wasn't just about gold, it was about the very first time millions of Americans chased a dream so hard, they literally moved mountains and rivers and their entire lives. But every adventure has to end. The book is calling me back. 300,000 people, one river, one dream, and a state that changed the world. The gold rush of 1849, messier, sadder, and more fascinating than any textbook will ever tell you. The book is already glowing again. Next chapter, something even wilder, something most people have never heard of, and trust me, you are not going to believe it. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter and drop a comment. What do you already know about Tulsa 1921?